Alright, so boom, wagwan, brother. Welcome back to another installment of Edutainment, the place where you're laughing, being entertained, but most importantly, where you are learning something that you can apply to your own personal life and make it better. I am proud to present to y'all this video today. This is one of my homies. Well, he doesn't really know me, but I know of him. I was there before he had even 1,000 subscribers. Even 1,000 subscribers, right? I feel like a proud father. I really do, because within the past month, he has accumulated about 100,000 subscribers. And I was there before. I was there at the genesis. So he made a video. Well, he's talked about fake gurus, like scam programs, make money online programs, stuff like that. But I wanted to take a more personal finance approach to his video and react to the untold truth about money. Give my 2 cents. There might be 2 parts to it because my editing software only allows me to post content of 15 minutes in length. So let's get into it. No long talk.
Let this circle represent $1 million. This is what $10 million would look like. This is what $100 million would look like. And this is what $1 billion would look like. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, has a net worth of 117 times this number. And then there's you. You're probably working a job right now, one that you got from the degree that you studied for in university. You probably don't have much in savings. Your living expenses seem ridiculously high. You feel as though you're not paid enough. You have credit card debt that needs taken care of.
Okay, so regards to the you don't make enough money and you're in debt, right? Based on my experience with being in credit card debt, it wasn't consumer debt, but it was like business debt. I was leveraging the credit on my credit card for business expenses when I didn't actually have the money, right?
But why?
The first step to that is essentially, I would highly recommend anybody out there, don't even start using a credit card unless you have at least $1,000 saved up in your savings account. This allows you to build the financial muscle of saving before spending, because it is very easy to go over your limit, right? And even a practical tip in regards to credit cards, right? Don't use more than 30% of your actual credit card limit. The goal, when you use a credit card, the goal isn't to necessarily get the cash back per se. It's more so to build a credit so that you have the ability to get a car if you want to, or get a house if you want to, which at least for a car, you should be paying cash. But have $1,000 saved up in your savings account before you even start using a credit card, right? Just like you build the financial muscle of saving. And then once you have a credit card, understand that you're not using it for cashback. No one gets rich by using a credit card for cashback. You're using it to build credit. So you really don't need to be using more than 30% of your entire credit card limit. So if it's $1,000, don't use more than $300, so that you always have enough room, enough time to make up for the money. And as a result, you don't miss payments, because once you miss payments, that's where they catch you, right? Credit cards are all rosy and shiny until you start missing payments. Then you end up with collection agencies calling your line.
Maybe you're a student, studying for a degree that you hope can land you a job that you hope can bring in some good money. You probably don't have any savings, only a pesky student debt hanging above your head. Wealth? Getting rich? That all seems like a distant dream. How did they do it, you ask yourself? Seeing all those millionaires, billionaires, especially the ones who got there at such a young age, it baffles you, it makes you angry. They got lucky, they were born into wealth, they cheated their way to the top. Money doesn't make them happy. Money is evil anyway. I'm not smart enough, I'm just unlucky. Those dreams you had of buying that mansion, your favorite sports car, paying off your mortgage, traveling around the world, they'll forever remain that way. Just dreams, nothing more, nothing less. You come to the harsh realization, it's a rigged game. It's been a rigged game from the start. And you're on the losing side of it. But what if I told you?
I will say though, most people have a money management issue more than they have an income issue. If you don't have a budget for your money, at least if you have no other budget, at least have a budget for saving. Every bi-weekly, every month, whatever income you have getting, put a portion of that into your savings account, so that you actually have some breathing room between you and being on the street, or between you and an unexpected accident, right? Have the emergency fund. Pay off all your debts. Obviously, this is more nuanced than I'm saying right now, but it's pretty much the baby steps, right? Once you have an emergency fund and you paid off all your dets, and then you have anywhere from 3 to 12 months worth of expenses covered, then at that point you can be a lot more risk averse or take risks and have more of an entrepreneurial mindset.
No cap! No cap! No cap! No cap!
Right?
You were wrong. What if there was a way of getting there? An actual equation to wealth, a science behind the way money works. What if you didn't have to abandon those dreams of paying off your parents' mortgage or traveling around the world? Would you call me a liar for saying so? I promise that I'm not. And by the end of this video, you'll understand. There's a side to the coin that you're not being shown. But I warn you, the road is tough. It's filled with struggle. It's filled with ups and downs. It will mean swallowing some difficult truths that the school system and society haven't told you yet. And let me be clear, there are many of you who will not make it to the end of this road. But for those of you that do, at the end of this road lies wealth beyond what you thought you could attain. At the end of that road lies the freedom of never having to worry about money again. So, are you with me?
Please, 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 please. Never listen to anybody that tells you can make $1,000 next week or $10,000 in a month. Have them, why don't they, this is why I hate about like marketing, like guru marketing and make money online marketing. They always overpromise. Like, if you can just replace your income doing what you actually enjoy doing, making YouTube content like I do, you are winning. If you can make the same amount of money, but wake up when you want to, go to bed when you want to, and create content or create a product around your actual, like, what you like, then you are winning. You don't necessarily need to be making $100,000 because I feel like I read a study, once you make about 100K per year, you're no longer really, you don't really get any more happier per se, right? So if you can just create YouTube content or wherever content that you enjoy doing and are able to replace your income, you are winning. You don't necessarily need to be making 5 figures or 6 figures. Well, obviously it is wanted, but if it's on your terms, it is better than the job that's making you 6 figures.
No! You said no. The lie detector determined you're telling the truth.
You know what I'm saying?
Still with me? Then let's not waste any more time. What do you really think about money? Is it something you work for? Is it earned or is it inherited? Is it the root cause of all evil? Are you desperate to have more of it? Have you been chasing it most of your life? Truth is, most of what you think about money has been influenced by your upbringing and environment. If you were born into a family that didn't have much money growing up, then you're more inclined to believe that you too will not grow up to have much money. Or perhaps you went on the complete opposite end and decided to make as much money as you can so that you will never be in that position again. The fact that your school didn't teach you much about this subject doesn't help things. And because of this, most of you are going to have false beliefs about money that aren't going to help you on this journey. Now stick with me here, because we're going to have to change the way you've been seeing money your whole life. Hollywood has always had a habit of...
I won't even lie. Like, just based on my experience with like immigrant parents, obviously I love my parents, Nigerian parents. I'm more Nigerian than me. I love them. But I don't know. Me personally, I've just always hated. I think almost every other job I've gotten fired. Not fired, but let go in one way or another. So even the concept it took me a lot just to finish my degree. And it took me a lot just to like be working under somebody else. But what I will say, the first 2 years of making YouTube content on here, I make like literally no money in the first 2 years. It's taken me 2 years to start making a decent amount of income, like a livable wage or livable income through YouTube. 2 years of no money necessarily, well, pretty much, right? So maybe if you're a pretty girl, maybe if you have a bit more connection, maybe if you have your friend with a bigger following promotes you, it might be quicker. But it doesn't mean those people will stay. And on top of that, you want to be able to recreate your success if you didn't go through the struggle necessarily, right? And this is why I love YouTube. The videos I've made 2 years ago, still making me money.
To this day! To this day! To this day!
Some of them making me a couple cents per day, some of them making me a couple dollars per day. But that is past efforts, past work that I'm no longer recreating. That's why I love YouTube. Instagram does not pay me shit. Snapchat never paid me. TikTok, from what I know, they don't pay you. The only platform that pays you is YouTube, at least for content alone. Obviously, you can monetize with sponsorships and affiliates, but in terms of content, once you start making YouTube content, you indirectly build two sources of income, right? The YouTube ads and then sponsorships or something else, right? That's why I love YouTube. YouTube is my baby. But don't rely on any platform. Don't rely on any platform. Understand that no matter what you're putting into a platform that doesn't belong to you, it can be taken away at any time. So I have that understanding when I'm trying to monetize my YouTube channel.
Depicting the wealthy and rich as evil, backstabbing, entitled, or corrupt individuals.
If you won't get me a squirrel, I'll get one myself.
Question is, have you bought into that stereotype? A recent report released by WealthX showed that of the world's ultra-wealthy, those that had a net worth of 30 million or more, 68% of them were self-made. And it seems like every other study backs up this conclusion. Warren Buffett, self-made billionaire. Howard Schultz, born in poverty. Oprah Winfrey, born in poverty. Jeff Bezos, self-made billionaire. Elon Musk, self-made billionaire. Sarah Blakely, self-made billionaire. What is it that these people know that you don't? Truth is, your equation is all wrong. Here's the two-dimensional equation that you've been taught. Money equals salary earned from a job. Past a certain point, the prospect of getting a job becomes the sole purpose of your education. So what's wrong with that, you ask? I'm going to assume that if you're watching this, you want to make money. A lot of it. And in a short amount of time as possible. If that is your goal, then this equation for generating money will never get you there. We all have one precious resource, the most important resource of all. And once it's gone, there's no way of getting it back. That resource is time. In a standard job, the amount of money you earn is dependent on the amount of time you put into that job. If you earned $20 an hour and worked 40 hours a week, it would take you nearly 24 years to reach a total of $1 million. But that is without subtracting any taxes or any expenses that you will incur over 24 years. And let's not forget that inflation would make your $1 million less valuable. The reality is that on a salary of $20 an hour, you can only really be a millionaire at an old age by living frugally. And most of that precious resource known as time has slipped through your fingers. You traded all that time for money, and it wasn't even a substantial amount either. So again, you ask yourself, how is it then that there are self-made millionaires and billionaires at such young ages? What makes them so different? And the truth is, they have a better equation than you. They have a way of...
So there are essentially two approaches. The high risk, high reward of straight entrepreneurship, or the low risk, moderate reward of 9 to 5, and then becoming maybe an entrepreneur, right? So you can either say, oh, I hate my job, I'm not going to go to college, I'm just going to focus on my YouTube career, for example, right? But what is sustaining you? What is giving you the livable wage? What is helping you pay rent? What is helping you pay for groceries? What is helping you pay for bills? Perhaps you're living at home, or I don't know, man. That's a high risk, high reward type of thing, because you have no fallback options necessarily, and you probably don't have a lot of capital in the event that things don't work out. Or you take the second approach, which is you go the traditional route. You understand that you're using this job, this degree, to create a buffer zone between you and Murphy's Law. You know, Murphy's Law is anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So you have a buffer room, you have a decent emergency fund of 3 to 12 months of expenses, or you paid some of your debts and you only have a little bit of debt left over, and then you're starting to use that money to essentially invest in certain things, whether that be in a program to actually help you make more money, or a YouTube channel, learning how SEO, organic reach, YouTube search, stuff like that works. So essentially, in the low risk, moderate reward phase, you are going down the traditional path, but you are conscious of the fact that this job, this pathway, isn't necessarily going to make you wealthy long term, and isn't going to make you money when you stop working. So essentially, you use the job to build yourself an emergency fund, and then you either quit the job or you pick up a part-time job that sustains you, and you focus wholeheartedly on your actual side hustle. That is essentially the tried and true way, I would say, to dabble into entrepreneurship without going into complete risk. So part 2 of this video is going to come up because yeah, it's a lot of content. So tap in. God bless, much love, peace and joy. Namaste. As always, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it. And too much of any good thing is good for nothing. Look out for part 2 coming up sometime. All right.
I know you feel asleep through the day and awake when that moonlight hits. I know you stay up looking at your life and you didn't think it'd end like this.